Alright, so maybe you have one of these things. This is like a Bose Soundlink Color Soundlink or something. This is the first gen. Alright, for anyone who's unfamiliar, this is a really helpful website, the FCC ID website. If you know your model number of what you're looking at, in this case, this Bluetooth speaker, you know, this is the model number I found on it. If you go down here, you can actually see internal photos. So you can see in real time what you're getting into before you get ahead and start down this path. So for me, I looked through here and figured out what the battery was by looking at that a little closer. Alright, and then here's this little kit that I bought for those security tamper-proof Torx heads. So anyway, you know, $6, whatever. Didn't work that great, but got the job done. Alright, so here's the battery I'm going to replace in this thing. It's 18650 size, 250 milliamp hours, 3.6 volts. Decided I would try to tear this thing open. So the first thing I do is get these like caps off on the four corners. Once you have that, then there's this ridiculous kind of, I don't know what you call this thing, a 5-point torque screw. You can see I did some damage on that thing. See, there's a better version of this to show you. Well, it's supposed to have like a security pin in the middle there, so you can't use a normal Torx. So what I ended up doing is I got one of these cheap things on eBay, these Torx kits, and it turns out that what they sent me had 6 points. You can see right there, not 5. So anyway, ended up using something like one of these fork things, and this is the one I ended up using. And it survived pretty well. Anyway, pretty much destroyed the screws in the process here. So it had a bunch of this kind of like foam stuff on it, and what I did was I ended up unraveling it carefully. See, it's got one contact there, and it's got this kind of contact, this thing. Let me take this off for you. But this is kind of what it looked like when I got it, and I just took a safety blade to it very carefully. So I'll show you next with all that stuff on. Alright, so once you're in this thing, you'll realize that you don't want anything to do with all that business. It's like wax or something, I don't know. So the whole idea is you just want to replace the battery, right? So all you gotta do is just kind of disconnect there. I pried it off with my knife, and then on this end do the same thing. I'm just gonna cut it with a pair of scissors. And then the idea is I'm gonna just solder this to the new battery. Hopefully it works. Stay tuned. Alright, so I ended up having to do a little bit of soldering. You know, the solder does attach to these things okay. So you know, after trying twice just with the tape, I realized that I gotta do a little bit more. So I did, and put it together, and it's charging. So we'll see if it works completely. All right, here we go. So now it's just a matter of tucking it in, but kind of wrapped it all up again in the foam, so it took up some of that space. And I'm gonna tuck it in there and see if this thing closes up again. All right, so look, we got some charges going on right now. So I'm plugged in. I'm gonna let that charge for a while. All right, it works.